Okay, so this is the first slide I wanted to show you, and then I will go to the example. Okay, so I told you already argument can be valid or not valid, and there are two sections, premises and conclusion, and tautology versus fallacy. This is one understanding. So normally tautology is a term. So what is the term? If this is always true, then tautology. So what is the tautology? Tautology is the expression. What is the fallacy? Fallacy is the expression. So in the expression, there may be A, B, C, D, okay, 4, 5 variables. There may be and, or, implication, not, X, or many connectives. So the whole expression will be every time false, then fallacy. Every time true, then tautology. So what does it mean? Every time true, what is the meaning of that? Every time means if you put A equal to true, B equal to true, C equal to F, okay, D equal to F, then there will be one result. If you change the combination, A equal to F, B equal to T, C equal to F, D equal to T, then there will be another result. That result is also true. If you change the combination, A, B, C, D, result will be again true. If you change any values, true, false values for the variables, it will be, final result will be always true. That is the tautology. And if it is every time false, then fallacy. But fallacy, tautology, they are very rare. It is not always possible. Okay, all results will be false. It is also equally rare like the tautology. So there are middle position also. What is the middle position? Middle position means for some combinations of the variables, results are true, and for some combinations of the variables, results are false. So there is a combination of true false in the last column, So in that case, it is not tautology, it is not fallacy. This is the understanding. Okay. So an argument, so this is the sentence, next sentence. An argument is valid when premise, conditional, that is implication, conclusion is tautology. So in this place actually, yesterday I told you by condition. No, it is not by condition, it is just implication. Okay. So investigation can be done by truth table or rules of inference. So there are some inference rules. We will talk about that today, and it depends on the tautology fallacy. Okay. So let me go to the next slide. There is an example. So there are 5 sentences here. 4 sentences are in the premises, and there is one word therefore and one conclusion sentence. So altogether the whole thing is called an argument. So we will talk about that later, no problem. We can also do that. So okay, I will do this later, or you can copy, then you can tell me if we just try to solve this. Okay, somebody is copying or take a screenshot, then you can tell me later. Somebody, have you taken screenshot or something?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So
Yes.
you can tell me later. So we will do this example. So this thing you already know, because yesterday also I gave you one paragraph. So there are something that is the premises, and therefore some conclusion. So this whole thing is called argument. So let me move to the next slide, and this is the rules of inference. So actually these are the rules of inference I have written here, but in the rules you can consider many others, or the logical laws. Okay, that is uh, the De Morgan's law, okay, associative law, commutative law. Okay, so all these can be used or included in this section, and these are the new things. These are the new things actually we are now talking about. So the first one is called addition rule. So addition rule is the name. Name is not very important. If you know the name, then fine. If you do not know the name, that is also okay, but you need to understand what is that actually. So now try to think about uh, the sentence or the thing written inside bracket. So what I have written here inside bracket, this is a shortcut. This is the summary of the concept. Okay. So what I have written here, P implies P or Q is a tautology. Is a tautology means it is always true. So P means the left side, implies in the middle, and P or Q is in the right side. That means the conclusion. So if you think about any argument, if there is something which is P on the left side and P or Q in the right side, then you can say the argument is always true, always true. Say, for example, I am saying P. P means I am a teacher in IUBAT. So say Dr. Rajiv is a teacher in IUBAT. So this is my P. Okay. So I am writing one sentence. Dr. Rajiv is a teacher in IUBAT, full stop. Therefore, so this implies means therefore. So therefore, Dr. Rajiv is a teacher in IUBAT, or he is a say writer. Okay. So am I really a writer or not writer? It is not really important matter here, because this is or P or Q. So if there are two sentences, one is Dr. Rajiv is a teacher at IUBAT, full stop. Therefore, he is a teacher at IUBAT, or he is a writer. Then what you will say about this argument? This argument is correct, valid, or not valid?
Sir, valid.
It is always valid, right? So in this type of example, you can say anything. Say, for example, today is Monday, then full stop. This is your P. And then you are writing today is Monday or today is Sunday. So it's okay. Today is Monday. Therefore, it is Monday or Sunday. Correct. It is always correct, right? So this is called the addition law or addition rule. Go to the second one. If you are okay with the first one, second one is called simplification rule, and we have written here the gist, the main summary. P and Q, it is on the left side, P and Q. So one thing will be P, another fact will be Q. So one fact is P, one fact is Q, two variables. These are the two things in the left side, and then P is in the right side. So what you can say? You can say today is Monday. This is my P, full stop. Second is it is raining. Okay. So today is Monday, full stop. It is raining, full stop. Therefore, it is Monday. So it is always correct because P is included in the both side, right? Isn't it? So you have another extra thing on the left side. It doesn't matter because one fact is in the right side, in the therefore, in the conclusion section. So you can say, yes, your argument is correct. Okay, I go to school and I like to eat pizza. Therefore, I go to school. So it is correct, right? I am from Chittagong and I do not play football. Therefore, I am from Chittagong. Okay, so correct. You got my point. So in this way, you can you can proceed with all the points here: resolution, modus ponens, modus tollens, hypothetical syllogism, disjunctive syllogism. Everyone is important and everyone is understandable. So do you understand the first two? These are the simple, very easy one. Is this okay with you? The first two examples.
Okay, sir.
Or if you have any problem or doubt, you can tell me, no problem. So, yes.
Sir, can you
Yes.
repeat again the first one, please?
First one is on the left side, there will be only P. That is one fact. One fact is given. And that fact is included in the conclusion. But you have another thing, Q, in the conclusion. And it is combined with OR. This symbol is OR. So you can, what is your name?
Sir, Masud Rana.
Masud Rana. So I am telling your name is Masud Rana. This is a proposition, right? This is a statement. So it
Yes,
can be true, it can be true or may not be true. Does not matter, but this is a proposition. Say this is your P. So I'm saying your name is Masud Rana and then full stop. Then I am writing therefore. Therefore means now I am going to the conclusion. So therefore, your name is Masud Rana or your name is Ashikur Rahman. So what you will say about the whole paragraph? If I write two sentences like that, one is your name is Masud Rana, full stop. Therefore, your name is Masud Rana or Ashikur Rahman. তাই তুমি এইটাকে কি বলবা? Will you say this is correct or not correct?
Sir, correct.
Correct, because I'm not saying your name is Masud Rana and also Ashikur Rahman. No, I'm not saying that. This is or. So P is included there, or is something else. Does not matter. Or diya ami ki bolchi, okay, no matter. So this is the first example. And in the same way, you can think about the second example. And you can think about the third example also. It is resolution. So it is not that straight cut. It is little big, but you can think like that. So what is that? P or Q and not P or R. And then conclusion Q or R. So conclusion means Q or R, that is in the right side. And you have three things, P, Q, R in the left side. So one sentence is P or Q. Say I'm saying this is Monday or Sunday. This is Monday or Sunday. This is P or Q. And I'm saying another sentence. And means another sentence. Okay, one sentence number one and sentence number two, like that. So if you have another sentence like this is not Monday or this is say Friday. Okay, think about this. It is Monday or Sunday and it is not Monday or Friday. Then what will be your decision? What will be your conclusion? Do not think about right side. Just think about these two things. What will be your result? What will be the conclusion? I'm telling again, it is Monday or Sunday, full stop. it is not Monday or Friday. So you are saying actually it is Monday, and in the second sentence there is and you are saying it is not Monday. So Monday, not Monday, so it is invalid. I mean, one is cancelling the other. One is opposite to the other. So if you say I am Dr. Rajiv and I am not Rajiv, okay, then done, finish. One is cancelling the other. One is opposite to other. This is P, this is not P. And other two things, Q, R. So you are not sure it is Sunday or Friday, but you can think, okay, maybe it is Sunday or maybe it is Friday. But it is not Monday, you are sure, because it is cancelling each other, P and not P. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
So this is the third example. And you take all these and think about everyone making your own examples, not necessarily Monday or raining example, not necessarily Dr. Rajiv and IUBT teaching. You can put your own idea. Okay, anything you put, anything you take as an example for P or Q or R, then you can find out, yes, what is happening. It is really understandable. So another one is modus ponens. So think about this. P and P implies Q. So we are not going to the right side. Just think about the left side, the premises. P is one fact and P implies Q is another fact. So I'm giving you an example. This is Monday, full stop. And if it is Monday, then it is raining. So what is your decision? It is raining definitely, because I already said if it is Monday, then it is raining, and the first fact is it is Monday. So the conclusion, the follow-on
Valid.
result, it is raining. You got
Yes,
my
sir.
point?
Yes, sir.
If you are Masud, first thing is I am Masud Rana. Okay, so if you are Masud Rana, then you are a student of 257. So what is the decision? You are a student of 257. That's it, like that. Okay, I eat pizza, full stop. If I eat pizza, then I will gain weight. So what is the decision? I will gain weight. That is Q here. So this combination is called modus ponens. This is just a name, but you should understand what is happening here. Is that okay? Modus ponens?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So think about the next one, modus tollens. And here again, think about the left side, the premises. So here it is given like not Q and P implies Q. So it is like modus ponens, but think about this. It is not P, not exactly P combined. It is not Q combined here. So I am saying I am not gaining weight. This is the fact. I am not gaining weight. This is the fact here. Second sentence is, if I eat pizza, then I gain weight. Then what do you say? You will say, I do not eat pizza. Not P is the result. I do not eat pizza. Because in the sentence, in the premises, it is written, if I eat pizza, I gain weight. And another fact is, I do not put on weight. So that means what? I do not eat pizza. right? You understand what I say? Another example, say it is not raining. This is not Q. Not Q means it is not raining. It is one sentence. Another thing is P implies Q. That means if it is Monday, then it is raining. So you are sure, okay, it is not raining. If it is Monday, then it is raining. So it is not Monday. That is the decision. কারণ মানডে হলে তো রেইন হইতো, এখানে বলা আছে মানডে হলে রেইন হবে, আর আসলে রেইন হচ্ছে না। So it is not Monday. Is that okay? Do you understand this? Modus Stolen. So let me just tell quickly about the other two. This is hypothetical syllogism. It is P implies Q, Q implies R. So it is a serial, three things serially, PQ, QR, and the result will be PR. So it is like, okay, if it is Monday, then it is raining. If it is raining, then I will get fever, or I will get wet, something like that. Okay. Again, if it is Monday, it will be raining. This is P implies Q. If it is raining, then I will get fever. Okay. So ki daraitese Monday hole amar jor asbe, because Monday means raining, raining means fever. So Monday means fever. P implies R. That is the decision. P implies R in the conclusion part. So it is called hypothetical syllogism. Okay. Is that okay? If I eat pizza, then I will put on weight. If I put on weight, then I will be sick. So if I eat pizza, I will be sick. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the last one, I have only 1 minute time. So last one is again similar thing. Just think about the left side. It is P or Q. Two things, P or Q, and not P. So and means two different sentence. One fact, another fact. So what is one fact? One fact is it is Monday or Sunday. It is Monday or Sunday. Okay, this is the fact. Today is Monday or Sunday. আজকে রবিবার সোমবার একটা হবে sure. Today is Monday or Sunday. Full stop. Second sentence is it is not Monday. So what is the decision? It is Sunday then. You understand my point? My name is Rajiv, or my name is Rajiv or Masood Rana. Okay. And full stop, my name is not Rajiv. So my name is Masood Rana. That's it. I eat pizza or burger. I do not eat pizza. So therefore I eat burger. So this is the combination. So these are not really complicated, tough things. Just try to relate with real life example from your own idea. That's all. So after understanding all this, I can show you how you can apply all these in argument investigation. Argument investigation means we will check one argument is valid or not valid. That's it. So